guys, today I'm going to be filming the my first time tag. I had a subscriber comment in my last video that I should do something different, and I completely agree. I really appreciate you guys' advice. I honestly was looking through my videos after she said that, and I'm like, oh my god, the last tag that I did was the TMI tag, and that was kind of a long time ago, and I feel like after that it was just like cosmetology vlogs and tutorials, which I love doing tutorials, and I love makeup. Obviously, you know, this is a makeup channel, but I think that I'm funny. I don't know, do you guys think I'm funny? I don't know, I think I'm pretty funny, and I feel like my answers to these questions would be funny. So I'm gonna be filming the first time tag. If you wonder why I'm looking down, I have my phone and I have the questions pulled up. So I'm just gonna be answering them for you guys, and I hope you guys like this. If you guys like tags or anything, I'm trying to get my little brother and my boyfriend and my roommate all together. Like, I want all of us to get together so we can film the Bean Boozle challenge. But my boyfriend, if you guys follow me on Snapchat, you know he refuses to be on camera, like refused. My roommate's up for it, my brother's up for it, he's just not up for it. So anyway, so let's just get on to the tag because there's quite a few questions and I can talk a lot, so let's just get on to it. Okay, first question. My first tweet. Okay, so I had Twitter in high school, and I got it really late in high school, like maybe like my sophomore year or something, and I haven't been on it like in like 2 years maybe. I don't know, I just kind of got away from Twitter because maybe it's just the people that I follow, but I just am not into Twitter anymore. Like, I don't know, I'm more of like a Snapchatter and like an Instagrammer, and obviously like YouTube, but I don't know, I feel like it's a socially acceptable way of talking to yourself. I feel like that's what Twitter is. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. If you look on my Twitter, I'm sure you can find me on Twitter. I mean, Shariel isn't a hard name to find, but my tweets, you know, I thought my tweets were pretty funny, and I don't know, I just went on there to like type funny stuff, or I don't know, like follow celebrities and makeup artists and stuff like that. But I don't remember my first tweet. Maybe it was I finally got a Twitter or something like that. That might have been it. I'm pretty sure that might have been it. First YouTube video. Okay, so my first YouTube video, I put it on private because, did I put it on private or did I delete it? I kind of regret putting it on private or deleting it because, you know, one day, hopefully I have a lot of subscribers, fingers crossed, and I want people to look back on my first video because it was off of a freaking cheap camera. It wasn't even mine. I was at a cabin in Tennessee like a long time ago, and the people who were in the cabin left their camera. And we tried contacting the people, like the people that we were renting the cabin out to, like who was the people like previously, you know, so you can contact them, tell them they left their camera. And the cabin people, you know, was like, oh, just keep it. The people said that they're not worried about the camera. It's like a cheap camera. It was like a purple, like Coolpix camera. It took good pictures, but like the video was like 240p. Like that, like when I posted my video, there was no other option. Sorry, somebody just messaged me on Facebook. There was no other option like to make it higher quality. It was 240p, and it was, I think, my like everyday makeup routine or something. But my first video, if you actually go back in my videos, is a Pinterest inspired smoky eye. It's like a gold smoky eye, and I filmed that on my iPod, and I uploaded it through YouTube Capture, like, you know, that little app that you can download and like edit your videos kind of on your like iPod or iPad. So yeah, that pretty much was my first. That pretty much was my first video. All right, third question. First person you subscribed to on YouTube. Okay. When I was younger, like a lot younger, probably when I was like 12 years old, I have another channel, I forgot the name, but I didn't really post any makeup tutorials. It was like music, like I would just post music on there, like I would make my own music videos, but like it was like my pictures, it wasn't like a video or anything. Anyways, so I did pageants, and my mom and I, we couldn't obviously afford you know, obviously I can't afford it. I'm like 10 years old when I started doing pageants, and I stopped doing pageants when I was 14. But anyways, so I'm like 12, 13, 14 years old, whatever, and I didn't know how to do my hair. I didn't know how to do my makeup, and I'm like, what do I do? So I think I was probably about 12 or 13, and this pageant was a glam pageant. So if you guys know about pageants, there's like the more natural pageants, and then there's the glitz glam pageants, and this was my first like glitz pageant. And I always did like natural pageants, like really no makeup, and like my hair like, you know, natural. I actually wear my hair curly in a lot of my pageants. So I know I'm like I have a story for every single question. I'm telling you guys, I talk so much. But anyways, so I looked up how to do pageant hair, and It's Judy Time pops up. It's one of her really, really old videos, and she's like, hi, this is Judy Travis. Like, she's very like, I don't know, like you can tell it's when she first started her YouTube channel, and that's how long I've been subscribed to her. Like, I've been subscribed to her for that long. Like, she only had a couple videos up, and it was like how to get pageant hair or something like that. So I followed that video. I went to Walmart. My mom brought me to Walmart to buy the same stuff that she used, and that was my first, you know, that was the first, one of the first. And then I'm gonna tell you my second one, you know, just because. So my hair wasn't long enough when I straightened it. It was like, right now it's getting pretty long, but it was maybe like up to here, like when it was straight. And I had really bad like ends. So my mom was like, well, how can we make your hair longer? So I went to church with a hairstylist. She was like, just buy hair extensions, like clip-ins. So I bought clip-ins, whatever. And I YouTubed how to style clip-ins, or like I looked up best clip-in extensions or something, and J Loves Mac 1 video popped up, and it was her. This was like one of her first videos. She was, I don't know where, she didn't live with her parents. It was like another house that she lived in. It was one of her very first videos, and she was getting, I think, like the Luxie hair extensions in the mail, or it was like some brands in the mail, and she was opening the package and she was like so excited, and she kept smacking, like, oh my god, like kept smacking and stuff. That's all I saw in the comments, was she was smacking too much. But so those were like the first two people that I subscribed to on YouTube, was It's Judy Time and J Loves Mac 1. First Facebook profile pic. Should we look this up? Let's look it up. Let's look it up, guys. I'm looking it up right now. My phone has this like cool thing where you can like do like a multi-screen. So anyways, so let's look at my first profile pic. I hope it's not like a goofy one. Let's see. I'm like scrolling so fast. Oh my god, how embarrassing. Okay. You guys wanted to see my first profile pic, so why didn't it let me clicking? Okay. Alright, here it is. Oh my gosh, I think I was like 11 in that picture. Can you guys see it good? That's it. That's my first Facebook it says, me on a swing at some playground. That was me when I was like 11. Or 12. That's like when I first got my Facebook, was like when I was in like 6th or 7th grade. Alright, so that was my first Facebook profile pic. Do you still talk to your first love? Heck to the no. What was your first alcoholic drink? You guys are gonna laugh and you're probably gonna throw up just hearing the name of this drink. It was a Four Loko. That was my first drink. I mean, I don't really have an explanation for it. That was just really like what like my friends had at the time, and it was my first time drinking, and they were like, sure, yeah, like just have a sip, blah blah blah, and it didn't taste that bad, but like after a while of you drinking, you just like want to throw up, like not from even for being like drunk or anything. It's just like the taste, like the aftertaste, like after drinking it for like a while, because it's like a big can. Like there's little cans now, but there's like a big can. I would never drink those ever again. That's like all I drank in high school, like Four Lokos and Mike's Hard Lemonade. That's like all I drank. I didn't drink a lot at all. Like I never really drank in high school at all. I was the DD always. Like I was a good girl in high school, but if I did drink, that's what it would be. What was your first job? What just happened? Oh my god, I exited out. Hold on. Please hold. Wow. I figured this out. Okay. What was your first job? My first job, my dad's girlfriend, she used to work at a spa. It was probably like 30 minutes away from where I lived. My mom worked like not even 5 minutes away from it, so she would pick me up at the end of the day. And it was very convenient because in the mornings, my mom would drop me off and I would open the salon. I was a receptionist and a makeup artist. I was 14. And my dad's girlfriend knew I liked doing makeup, and she knew I was really good at answering the phone, and I'm like a people person, I like talking to people. So she was like, well, the receptionist like went to jail or something, so we need a receptionist. And I told my boss that you could do it and you could be the makeup artist, because the previous receptionist I think was also the makeup artist too. So they needed a makeup artist too, so I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I was getting paid like $8.50 an hour plus commission, so I would have to bring people in like to do their makeup. And it paid really good. Like, I was 14 and I made pretty good money for a 14-year-old. So it was my first job. I was at a spa as a receptionist / makeup artist, and it was a lot of fun. What was your first car? My first car was a 1999 Nissan Altima. It was like a silver blue color, and it broke down on me, no joke, probably like 3 times a week. It overheated that much. But I kept it because it brought me from, I didn't have a car, I didn't have any other option, so it broke down on me. But you know what? I called my roadside assistants and they brought me to where I needed to be, and then I would start it up again. So that was my first car. I don't have it anymore, but yeah, that was my first car. Who was the first person to text you today? My mom, because we're going to Target on Friday for my aunt's baby shower registry, and she texted me today letting me know what time. So that's the first person who texted me. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? Probably my puppy, because I brought her to my mom's last night so she could sleep over, because my puppy and my mom's puppy, we got them in the same, what is it, like litter, I think, like puppy, like the same babies. So when I first got my dog, I was still living at my mom's house, and they pretty much were raised together. Like, they slept with each other every night, and I feel so bad. Like, when I moved, I felt so bad, like, bringing my dog, but she's my dog. Of course I'm gonna take her, to my place or whatever. So I bring her over there like maybe 2 times a week, 3 times a week, and she'll sleep over. Pretty much 2 times a week, because she sleeps in the bed with me, and I wake up to her and she just hangs out with me all day long. I'm never lonely when I'm with her, and then when she's not here, I get so lonely. So yeah, that's definitely probably the first person I thought of today, even though that's my dog. Not really a person, but to me she's a person. Who was your first grade teacher? Her name was Miss Clark, and she still teaches at that school to this day, and I have seen her and she did recognize me. I saw her when I worked at Ulta. She was buying shampoo and conditioner, and she saw my name tag. She's like, how do you say your name? And I was like, Shariel. And she was like, oh my gosh, you look exactly the same. And at first I didn't recognize her, and I'm like, who is this lady? She was like, I had you in first grade. And she's like, dang, do I feel old? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was talking to her, and it was so cool. Like, how did you recognize me? And I have makeup on, and she recognized me, and she remembered my name from first grade. That was a long time ago, like a very long time ago. Not really that long, but she still looks exactly the same. Like, she didn't age at all. Where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? Puerto Rico. I know that for a fact. I don't really fly many places. The only place I've ever flew to was Puerto Rico. That's it. Usually other places I drive. Like, I've been to Atlanta, I've been to Tennessee, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've been to a couple places, but that's the only place I fly to is Puerto Rico, so. Who was your first best friend, and do you still talk? My first best friends were these twins that lived right across from me, right across from my house, and I would open my window, and they would open their window, and we would talk like across the street, and we would sneak out and hang out with each other, and we rode the same school bus, and we would walk to the bus stop together, and it was so much fun. Like, I don't know, they were my best friends, and we were friends from when I moved into that neighborhood when I was like maybe 6 or 7 years old. Maybe like 10 or something, I don't know. I forget how old I was. From like 6 years old to 10 years old when I moved into that neighborhood, which they still live in till this day. I don't live in that neighborhood anymore. But we were best friends, but they were a year older than me. So when I was in 8th grade, they went into high school, and we kind of like weren't that close anymore because they made their high school friends, and I was still in middle school. And then when I went into high school and they were in 10th grade, they were still with like their high school friends. So we kind of just like spread apart. Like we didn't talk to each other that much after that. Like we would see each other in the hallway and be like, oh, hey. But they were two twin girls, and till this day we don't talk. I mean, if I see them in public, we say hey to each other because we still live in the same city. So one works at like a Subway that I went to, and I saw her and we talked. And her dad was my boyfriend's teacher when he went to college. So I don't really talk to them, like we don't call or text each other, but if I see him in public, we say hey. Where was your first sleepover? Okay, this is something that I was reading through the questions and I'm like, how am I gonna remember this? Like, where was my first sleepover? Probably at like the twins' house because, you know, I didn't really have like, you know, that's like, I don't know. The neighborhood that I lived in before I moved into that house in their neighborhood, it was like an apartment building, and I didn't really have any friends there. You know, I was really little. We didn't have any friends or any kids to play with outside. So I'm pretty sure that was my first sleepover. You know, when I first moved into that neighborhood, we were friends like that. Like they saw me riding my bike, they started riding their bike, and I slept over at their house I think that same day or something. So, or maybe not the same day, but sooner after that. What was the first thing you did this morning? Went pee, because every time I wake up I always have to pee. I'm sure a lot of people are like that. Went pee, came back in my room, checked my email. I always check my email first thing in the morning because I have a lot of clients that contact me through there, like companies and stuff. I do freelance makeup like on the side, so that's like really where all my clients and stuff contact me. So I always check my email, and then I can see who commented on my YouTube videos, and I check my YouTube, my Instagram, you know, basic stuff that people do every single morning. They check their Instagram, their Facebook, their Snapchat, all that good stuff. So that's pretty much what I did first thing in the morning, check my phone. What was the first concert you ever went to? It was a 2 Chainz concert, and it was pretty fun, you know? It was really packed, and I don't know what's going on with my hair right here. But anyways, it was really packed, and I don't really like going to concerts. I mean, unless I really like the music, but I'm not gonna go to a concert because my friend's going, because all those people and like sweaty people, like when you walk by them, their sweat is like gets on you, and like your hair is sticking to other people, and like I just don't like when people touch me. I hate when people touch me, and I just don't really like concerts. So that was my first concert, and I never went to a concert after that. First broken bone. I've never broken a bone before. Knock on wood. Never broken a bone. First piercing. Obviously my ears pierced. I think that's everybody's first piercing. But other than my ears, I got my belly button pierced twice. First foreign country you've ever gone to. Puerto Rico isn't considered a foreign country, obviously. So Mexico, I don't think is considered a foreign country. I've been to the Bahamas. Is that considered a foreign country? I'm not really sure. I'll tell you the places I've been. I've been to Puerto Rico, Bahamas, Mexico, and that's it. I've never been to like Italy or France or Paris or Paris is, I've never been to anywhere fancy like Italy or like France or anything like that. First movie you remember seeing? That I remember, I don't know about the first movie I ever saw, but the first movie I remember seeing. Okay, I'm just gonna say the most recent movie I've watched was The Longest Ride. So sad, that movie's so sad. It's such a sad movie, but it's good. It's a good movie. I don't really watch chick flicks. I'm not a big chick flick fan. I like horror movies and like thrillers and stuff, and like sci-fi, and I like guy movies. I mean, I'm not saying every guy watches like scary movies or every girl watches chick flicks, but I like movies like Saw and stuff like that. Like really gruesome. What was your first detention? I always got detentions like ever since I was little for talking a lot. Like Cheryl, go to ISS because ISS is in school suspension. Go to ISS because you won't stop talking. And all my report cards would say talks too much during class, or plays around too much, or talks too much. Like all my report cards, all my like interims or whatever, my detentions, they all said talks too much. Like I would have to bring my detention home for my mom to sign it. And every single time I got a detention, it was because I talked too much. Till this day, I still talk too much, but I just thought teachers gave detention for like the dumbest reasons. Like I'm talking to my friend and I'm getting a detention. Like, I mean, when I was younger, I obviously didn't know when to stop talking. Like I would just talk and talk and talk, but I'm young. Like I'm not gonna sit down like this in class. Like come on, no one does that. Who was your first roommate? Obviously my mom and my dad. I'm just kidding. My first roommate, like besides my mom and my dad, would be when I first moved out. This is my second time moving out. When I first moved out, it was with my brother's friend, my boyfriend's friend, and my boyfriend, of course. If you had one wish, what would it be? If I had one, just one wish? I don't know. What would it be? Oh man, I really have to think about this because I really don't know. If I had one wish, what would it be? Let's see. Okay, I know my wish. I wish to be successful. That is my wish, and I think that's one of my biggest fears in life too, is not being successful. That's honestly I have other fears, of course, but that's one of my biggest fears, is not being successful and not being able to provide for myself and down the road provide for my family or like my boyfriend or anything. Like, I don't know. That's like one of my fears, so that would be my wish, is to be successful. What was the first sport you were involved in? Well, like, I didn't play sports in middle school or high school. I mean, I ran track and field. I did sprints and 100-meter hurdles when I was in high school, but that's it. Like, I always sang, I always danced. But when I was younger, you know, usually your parents put you in like a YMCA sport or something. I'm pretty sure what is this hair doing? Where do you go? Right there? I'm pretty sure my first sport was either soccer or t-ball. Crap, what was my first sport? I'm gonna say soccer. You know, every kid goes in like YMCA soccer when they're young, you know. I'm pretty sure it was soccer. What is the first thing you do when you get home? Take off my shoes at the front door, because that's like, I'll kiss my boyfriend. Hey babe, like, miss you. Because we don't see each other all day. We see each other probably 3 hours out of the day. That's it. Because he works so much, I'm at school so much. So then I come in my room and I change into my pajamas. When was your first kiss? Do I remember this? My first kiss was in, I think it was in 7th grade in middle school. It wasn't like a makeout session, it was like a quick little peck. And it was with my boyfriend. It was a guy that I dated for 5 years. I dated him for a long time. He was my boyfriend. I dated him for a long time, so that was the kiss. Hey, you gonna say hi? Why? Hold on, turn your music off so I can say bye to my friends. Alright guys, and that is all the questions. I really like this tag. I thought it was really funny. If you guys want me to do any other tags, just leave them down below. This little like website that I'm on, it gives me like a whole list of like tags or whatever that I could do. So if you guys want me to do any tags or any challenges or anything, I'll definitely do that. My boyfriend won't be in my video But I will find someone to do a challenge with, my brother or something like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have any requests, leave them down below. Make sure to like and follow me on Snapchat and Instagram and all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.